This is going to be a very basic overview, and hopefully by the end you will know what is what in a sound system. Let's go ahead and start off with some terminology. The house mix is simply the mix that you create that is sent from your audio mixer to your speakers and is what everybody will hear. It's your end product. Next, we're going to go over the DI box or direct box. In a nutshell, a direct box will change the line level input from an instrument or another device into the mic level, which will be sent through a mic cord into your audio mixer. Unbalanced cords are unshielded and are not recommended for long runs over about 20 feet or so. Essentially, they become an antenna and they will pick up radio stations, and that will bring those into your mix and cause you problems there. Balanced cords have a special shielding that prevents them from intercepting these radio stations and other audio interference. You'll also hear me say the terms aux sends and monitors. We'll go over these later and more in depth in the future. But for now, just know that when I say aux sends, I will typically mean monitors. Your audio source can be many different things. It could be anything from a vocalist to an instrument like a guitar keyboard, or even a computer or an audio player. Anything you have that creates sound and can be plugged into an audio mixer or captured with a microphone is what we call our audio source. There are a few different types of cords that we'll use for our sound system. The first one that we'll go over is an XLR cord, also known as a mic cord. These cords are used to connect your microphones or your DI boxes directly to the mixer. They will come with one end being a male end and one end being a female end. The female end is what will connect to the direct boxes and to the microphones, and these are even the outputs on most audio mixers as well. That will send the signal to the amplifier. The male end of the plug is what will typically plug into the audio mixer. Quarter-inch cables or instrument cables come in two different types: mono, which is unbalanced, and stereo, which is balanced. They're used to plug directly into the line input on an audio mixer, or they can be used to plug into a direct box, which will convert it to a mic cord, which can be plugged in that way. If you're using amplifiers to send your mixer's output to either non-powered main speakers or to stage monitors that are not powered, you will need to use a quarter-inch cable known as a speaker cable. These are mono quarter-inch cables, just like the instrument cables. However, they are heavier gauge wire because it requires more electricity to pass through them in order to power the monitor or the speaker in order to play the mix that you created. Speak-on cables are similar, and they are used to plug a speaker directly into an amplifier. This cable has a twist lock type connection on it, which is used for high voltage audio equipment. This type of connector is used so that no other type of connector can be plugged into it. Your audio mixer, some may call it a soundboard, is where you'll take all the inputs that you've plugged into the board and create a single mix out of those, which will be sent out to your outputs. You'll also use your aux sends to create a mix that you can send out to your stage monitors or a single channel out to an effects processor. Mixers range anywhere from 4-channel boards to 32-channel, anywhere in between that, and even more. The boards will either be analog or digital, and they will have many different type of connections, so you'll want to make sure that you refer to your user manual to find out exactly how your board operates and what each connection is for. Some systems will have mains and stage monitors that will require additional power in order for the sound to be played properly. If this is the case, you will go directly out of your audio mixer into your amplifier, where the signal will be amplified, and then it will be sent out to your mains or your stage monitors. If your speakers are powered, meaning they need to be plugged into a wall, do not plug this into an amplifier, as it will damage your speakers. Like with the last point, you'll have speakers that will either need to be plugged into a wall to work or need it to be plugged into an amplifier in order to work. These will have both input connections and through connections. The input connection was what will come from your mixer, and the through connection will be used to daisy chain other speakers in series with that. Going back to stage monitors, musicians and speakers will use these to get a better idea of what the audience is hearing. This is because the house speakers are typically, more than likely, pointed away from them, and they will hear both a delay and a completely different sound than what you hear standing in front of them. In the case of stage monitors and some inner monitors, You will have to create a mix for that particular monitor depending on what the musician or vocalist wants to hear. When it comes to in-ear monitors, we are able to send many different channels to a device on stage that the musician will be able to use to create an audio mix of their own, which they can send to their own headset. This allows us to keep the monitors from bleeding out into the house mix, which we call stage noise. Your audio mixer may come with a USB or Firewire connection. These are used to be able to do multi-track recording, meaning that each channel is recorded to its own file, or even in some consoles, you can control it from your computer. You'll need to consult your user manual to find out exactly what these USB and Firewire connections can do for you. The last thing we're going to look at is the headphone jack. This allows you to listen to the mix you're creating a little bit clearer and maybe do some better tweaks on that. You can do things like mix your background vocals a little better, or maybe mix the drum mics together a little better. However, do not use this to do a main mix for your house because it will sound completely different than your house mix. So just use this for some fine-tuned tweaking. That wraps up our overview of a basic sound system. You should now have a better understanding of the different parts that create a sound system. If this video helped you out and you want to see more videos like this, please like and share this video. Also, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell button to be notified when I upload another video. Until then, we'll see you next time.